So are you an anarchist?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're against all states?
Yeah.
But you've got a Free Palestine badge. Does that mean you're for a Palestinian state? So you're against all states except the Palestinian state?
The Palestinian state.
You don't, or you do object to Palestinian state?
I object to states.
But what about
Palestine? I answered that.
Okay, so
it's just the indigenous population.
Okay.
So do away with state, but have a Palestinian land.
So this is the bit I find really, really interesting. I'm just going to come into camera as well.
That's all right.
The bit I find really, really interesting is you're an anarchist. You're against all states. You think states are a bad idea. But you're wearing a badge that says Free Palestine because you say they're the indigenous people. So you're for states for indigenous people?
No. Just land for indigenous people.
Land for indigenous. So Israeli Arabs who live in Israel, Palestinian Arabs currently live in Palestine, in the West Bank and Gaza, yeah? So if you're not for states, then what does it matter if there's a Palestinian state or an Israeli state, as long as the people get to live there?
Well, it matters because Israel is based on a religion. It's a theocracy.
Israel isn't a theocracy. The church is detached from the state. I'm just finding it very interesting that someone who's saying that they're against all states is sitting there with a badge saying Free Palestine and you're for a state for the Palestinians.
I've answered that 3 times.
You haven't.
It's just
you said it's for the indigenous people,
which are the Palestinians.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're for a state for the indigenous people. So what is it? What is Palestine if it's not a state? Is it a caliphate? What is it?
No.
This is the cognitive dissonance of the left.
You're just playing around like all Zionists do.
I'm not playing around like all Zionists do. We're absolutely fascinated that you have an anarchist who's against all states except Palestine.
Yeah, but I've denied that 10 times. You just don't want to hear.
You said you're for a state, but you said it's for the indigenous people.
Yeah, not state. It's not state.
So what is Palestine if it isn't a state?
It's a land. It's an area.
But it's a land today. Is it a land with a government? Is it a land with a government?
No.
No, it's not a land with a government. So if it's not a land with a government, what is it? Today there isn't a government there. Today there isn't a government there, yeah? There's the Palestinian Authority. And they have some controls but not full autonomy over the entire West Bank, yeah? So if
it's all controlled by Israel, everything. There is no Palestinian independence. It's all controlled by...
Independence means there's a state. Do you not get it? You can't be an anarchist and say you're not for state, and then say you want a state for the Palestinians.
Oh yes I can, but I'm not saying I want a state for the Palestinians.
You want the land? A land with a government?
A land with a land.
Yeah.
With the government which they choose, but not a state.
What's the difference between a land with a government and a state? What is the difference between us?
Anyway, enjoy your little
Okay. We should know peace, but you do need to think about the consistency of your message. You can't be an anarchist.
It's there. You can. I'm an anarchist. I know what I'm saying. You're not accepting it for a little media show. No, you're having your fun. You can say what you like, and that's what you do.
But no. Okay. Please explain for my viewers. Please explain to my viewers what the difference between a land with a government and a state, other than name, and the state. What is the difference? Because I'm really struggling. It's not that I'm not trying to be clever. I'm struggling to see the consistency.
You are trying to be clever because you're repeating the same thing over and over.
So I'm asking you, it's a real like.
If you have a problem with that,
I don't have a problem. I just think it's
look up anarchism and see what
I know. I've studied Buchanan. I know a little bit about anarchism. I'm not a major, and that's what I'm saying. So if you're talking anarcho-syndicalism, I don't know what form of anarchism you're talking. No, I'm saying I don't know what form of anarchism you want, but I'm saying the idea of supporting a government and a land fundamentally contradicts most of the principles, as far as I understand.
The land is on every side is bound in. That's the boundaries, but it's not necessarily Palestinians' choice of boundaries. Because it can only happen with the whole world becoming anarchist. Because the boundaries are being defined by capitalism.
Okay, fine. So that we agree with. So yeah, you do see the fundamental contradiction of advocating for nationhood of the Palestinians and also professing to be an anarchist.
Where does it say nation?
Okay, when people say free Palestine, are they talking about the Palestinians getting their own nation?
You've got to put in a context of those
But I'm not people, I'm me. What people say, what he says, what he says.
Free Palestine says free, it's talking about the land, it's talking about the people, it's talking about, as you yourself said, establishing a government that rules that area, that rules that boundary. That contradicts anarchism.
No. They're not Palestinian boundaries, they're enforced upon them. When I have choice,
you're missing the point. If they have choice, if they do enforce their own ones and they define it, if you support that, that is going against the principles of anarchism.
Yeah, if I support it.
Okay, so you support, you're advocating for a state, and then as soon as it gets created, you're going to be opposed to it. You heard that. As soon as the state of Palestine came into existence, as an anarchist, he would then oppose it. It's like mind-blowing. Alright, anyway, thank you very much.
No, I'm opposing the idea of the state.
Well, you're wearing a free Palestine badge.
Yeah, Palestine, not the state.